CAF Club Cup competition will be taking center stage this weekend in the CAF Champions League as well as the CAF Confederations Cup. Now, we do know that the Mamelodi Sundowns will be playing tomorrow against the MC Alger. Mamelodi Sundowns, who are sitting third, will be looking to qualify before Orulani Mokwena of MC Alger, who are currently in second. Now, unlike the other seasons before, Mamelodi Sundowns do find themselves behind and out of a qualification spot going into the last game. Now, previously, we do know that in Mamelodi Sundowns, they would normally qualify with a game to go or even with 2 games to go. Now, what makes the clash even more interesting is the fact that Rulani Mokwena is the coach who was released by Mamelodi Sundowns for being unable to win a CAF Champions League. Now, Cardozo was brought into Mamelodi Sundowns as that was the only trophy that Mamelodi Sundowns was struggling to win since they were dominating EPSL. Now, for Cardozo, things have not been going his way. We know that a lot of the Sundowns supporters are complaining. They are complaining about the way that Sundowns is playing and their current position. Now, it is understandable to see why they are complaining, as this Champions League, Mamelodi Sundowns have only won their 1 game in the Champions League, and that came in their first game. Now, Sundowns are currently with 6 points in the group, 1 point behind Orlando Mokwena, who is on 7 points. Now, the only way for Mamelodi Sundowns to qualify tomorrow would be for a straight victory. Anything less than a victory will mean that Orlando Mokwena will go through and mean Sundowns being knocked out. Now, for the Sundowns supporters, I think the biggest complaint that they've been having about Cardoso is the fact that he's not playing the Mamelodi Sundowns way, and that the Sundowns players are not playing to their peak performance since he's taken over. Now, we see that Cardoso has brought in a lot of the European players, a lot of the foreign players that he's been using. We saw that Usanto, who has come in, as well as the attacker, the guy who was brought, number 10. He was also brought in to come and assist Sundowns. Now, we saw that the Sundowns in the games, what I've been able to pick up is the fact that they are not dynamic when they are attacking opponents. For the first time when Sundowns plays, we do not know whether Sundowns is going to dominate or whether they will be dominated. Now, with Sundowns, we do know that they do have a pedigree in the Champions League, in that they've been able to qualify for the past 6, 7, 8 years for the knockout stage. Now, for Sundowns, what will help them though is the fact that they will be playing at home. Loftus, we do know, is the slaughterhouse of the Mamelodi Sundowns, and they always get the results that they need to get for when they need to get the results in the Champions League. Now, for me, I still think that regardless of the result that Cardoso will be getting tomorrow, whether he wins or whether he goes through, many of the Sundowns supporters are not happy with Cardoso, as well as with Flemingberg, and just the direction that the club is taking. We've seen more now, the players like Matthews, they are always starting regardless whether they score or not. They create opportunities, but they do not convert. As well as the 2 Europeans that they signed. Okay, look, number 10, I will give him credit. But if we are being honest, don't we have midfielders in South Africa who can pass, midfielders who can do what he is doing? What is Mamelodi Sundowns actually need is a player who will be able to take a game on and take it to your opponents, very much like Umshishi was able to do for Mamelodi Sundowns in seasons gone by. Very much like Oribero was able to do with Sundowns, because we see that the Sundowns, they are still able to pass, but I think the pace that they be playing in the final third and the opportunities that they create in the final third, they are not creating them as fluid as they were previously creating them in the previous seasons. Because we always knew that Mamelodi Sundowns, regardless of the team that they will be playing, they are going to dominate, they will be creating opportunities, and the opportunities will be coming through a build-up play. Now, for Cardozo, it will be interesting to see whether he will continue to play the way that he's been playing, just looking for results when the time comes, or will he look to play the way that Mamelodi Sundowns supporters are looking to him to play, the Mamelodi Sundowns identity. Now, on my side, I believe that it's going to be a very tough game for Mamelodi Sundowns, considering the fact that Orlando Mokwena has coached Mamelodi Sundowns before and has coached most of the players, so you'll know most of his strengths, Zabo, as well as his weaknesses, Zabo. The fact that the Mamelodi Sundowns have only won one game, in my view, tells me that the Mamelodi Sundowns, it's going to be very difficult for them to overcome Orlando tomorrow. And that is why I believe Orlando Mokwena tomorrow will be able to go through on a draw. Because Orlando Mokwena, all that he needs tomorrow is a draw, and that will see him through. So on my side, I believe that the Sundowns, as much as they are looking for a Champions League, but I do not see them being able to overcome Orlando, as I believe that Orlando Mokwena will be able to use the right tactics. As we've also heard during the week that there are rumors that the Mamelodi Sundowns technical team member was suspended for leaking information to Orlando Mokwena. Now, the second game that we'll have tomorrow will be at 6 p.m. will be Kaizer Chiefs as well as ZAMALEK. Now, Chiefs will be traveling away to ZAMALEK, Egypt. Now, Amakosi do currently sit first with Confederation Cup group yabo, 2 points behind, 2 points ahead of ZAMALEK, as well as 3 points ahead of Al Masry. Now, all that Kaizer Chiefs need tomorrow will be a single point that will put them on 11 points and qualify for the last 8. Now, on my side, I see it's going to be very, very difficult as well for the Kaizer Chiefs, considering the fact that ZAMALEK, if they just score 1 goal, they will be through. Now, Kaizer Chiefs, we've seen them throughout this tournament. They've been able to get the last 3 games in this cup. They've been able to collect victories, which have put them on to 10 points. Now, what I do not agree with Kaizer Chiefs, a lot of people might not agree with me as well, is the way that Kaizer Chiefs are playing. They are playing too defensive, and in my view, if you are going to play a defensive line the way that they've been playing with 3 center backs as well as wing backs, I believe Kaizer Chiefs are going to get exposed. They're going to get exposed because ZAMALEK, they've got the experienced players. The ground will be packed tomorrow for ZAMALEK fans, who will be looking to make sure that they knock the South African team out. Now, this, I believe, will be a good test though for Kaizer Chiefs, as this is a match of consequence for Kaizer Chiefs. This will also be able to assist their players to see exactly how far they are and how they are able to compete on a higher level when the stakes are higher. Now, for Kaizer Chiefs, if they are able to get the draw, that will see them through. But on my side, I do not see Kaizer Chiefs being able to create enough opportunities simply because of the fact that Kaizer Chiefs, they are not staying true to identity and playing the way that they are supposed to be playing. Instead, many of the times we see Kaizer Chiefs trying to play a Route 1 football. And by playing a Route 1 football tomorrow, I do not believe it will work, as most of the players from ZAMALEK, they are tall, and they will be able to win the long balls that are being played by Kaizer Chiefs. The way that Kaizer Chiefs have been able to collect points though in the games that they've been able to win have been on quick breaks. And then also we saw that in the last game, Kaizer Chiefs was able to create opportunities going forward for themselves. But those opportunities only came when Kaizer Chiefs was putting the ball on the ground. Now, for Kaizer Chiefs, it's going to be a very tough one, as I believe that ZAMALEK will be able to overpower Kaizer Chiefs tomorrow. I do not see Kaizer Chiefs beating ZAMALEK tomorrow. And if Kaizer Chiefs do go behind, what they will normally do, what Kaizer Chiefs normally do is that they will start defensively, and then if they concede a goal, I believe that is the only time they will look to attack or look for something that will help them. Now, on my side, I believe that Kaizer Chiefs will be knocked out by the ZAMALEK tomorrow, 2-1, and that will mean that Kaizer Chiefs that will mean that Kaizer Chiefs will be knocked out by ZAMALEK. This, however, is my view, a true reflection of what has been happening at the Kaizer Chiefs for the longest time, in that they've just been able to get goals, 1-0 goals. But tomorrow, I do not believe that it will. They can just depend to get a 1 goal, and that there will be more in a game. And if they want to go through, they will have to give more for a game. If you feel that Kaizer Chiefs will be able to go through tomorrow, please drop your comments in the comment section. I want to hear your views. I want to hear how you see it. I also want to hear who you think will be the players who will be able to influence the game tomorrow. Thank you very much.